Good evening. It is Monday, February 19th. As you can tell, I'm sitting in a car. I am about 20 minutes before I have to go into a rehearsal and decided I wanted to do a quick video. It's been one of those days. It hasn't been a bad day. I mean, I have nothing to complain about whatsoever, but it's definitely been one of those days where in my mind I have done many different vlogs for today's recording, but always at times when I wasn't actually able to record, but there were things I wanted to talk about and get out and things like that. So I purposely tried to get down here to rehearsal a little early so that way I would have a chance to do a recording. Sorry about the poor light. I don't have an overhead back here. It's only up here, so it's weird lighting, so sorry about that. One of the things I wanted to talk about though is over the weekend I watched a vlog that Jennifer DeMarco had actually posted, and the message has been something that's been bouncing around in my brain since I saw it. It's something I've actually had conversations with friends about before this. And the whole message was, it was the woman and she was talking to friends, maybe family, I don't know. But it was about the way we speak to ourselves and how mean we are and how we talk to ourselves. We would never say those things or even think to say those things to friends of ours or people we care about or love or that type of thing. And I'm really good at being mean to myself. I'm sure a lot of people can say that. It is something I have been actively trying to work on, to try and be kinder to myself and not beat myself up. Some days are better than others. Today was one of those days where, do you ever get in those moods where there's really nothing wrong? I mean, nothing bad happened. You had a decent night's sleep, all of those things, but you're just in that mood. Well, by the end of my workday, that's kind of the mood I was in. And it didn't help that I had my annual doctor's exam this evening. And part of it was a biometric screening for my health insurance. So before I went, I had to go on and log, register and all of this stuff, and had to put in some numbers, height, weight, that kind of thing. And, I'd already had some of the blood work done, so I had to put those numbers in. And of course, because, I'm overweight woman, it comes up, high risk. And of course, then I start thinking, well, gosh, as you may or may not remember, I don't know how many of mine you've seen, but I talked about in the very beginning of my vlogs that I, on January 1st, had started Weight Watchers. Well, since January 1st, I've actually lost 13 pounds. So, I mean, that's great. In a month and a half, or just over a month and a half, that's a good amount of weight. But what did I do? It was, well, gosh, fell off the wagon totally, when we went to Chelan, and then this last week didn't do very well because didn't go to the grocery store, and it's just was, didn't, really follow the diet plan and stuff when I was eating out. And then Saturday night we went to Metropolitan Grill and way overate. I mean, so good, but just say no to dessert. It's way, way, way too much food for any two people. If you're a table of 4, split 2 entrees, and if you're still hungry, okay, split a dessert, but don't do a duel. Don't do any of those things. It's way too much food otherwise. But anyways, that's just my 2 cents. So, I mean, it was a lovely evening. We met some really nice people, and instead of reveling in those moments and being proud of the fact that I have lost the 13 pounds, all I could think about is, well, I should have done this and I should have done that. And if only I had done this. And well, of course, what do you expect? And all of these random things I do to myself that self-sabotage, I guess you could say. And so I wanted to use this vlog as a reminder to myself to be kinder, to try and stop myself when I start thinking down those types of paths. And like in the vlog that Jennifer shared, think about the little girl Lisa. Think about, the little one, little me, from back when I was 3-4 years old. And what message would I want to say to her? Because she is enough. I mean, who cares if you're a few pounds overweight or a lot of pounds overweight? It's, your weight and your looks and those things don't really matter. It's what kind of person are you? Are you a good person? Do you care about others? Do you believe in society and try and do what you can to, do your part to help out? Do you, just those types of things. What kind of person are you? That's the most important part, not what you look like or what number the scale says or what size your pair of jeans may be that day. And I think sometimes in our society we lose sight of that. And that's sad. I mean, what message are we sending to our kids and stuff? And I know that's a whole nother topic, and I'm not going to get into any of that and things like that. And so that was, so even though I don't mind going to the doctor, all of those things, and my doctor, she's great. We had a great conversation. She didn't say a word about my weight. I told her, we had joined Weight Watchers and had lost 13 pounds. She was excited. She's like, that's great. That's going to help with the knee pain you've had. Just keep that up. Never once said anything else about anything, about any of my numbers. The reality is my blood pressure's great. My blood sugars are great. Don't have any other concerns. So why am I making it more of a deal if she, who's a professional, isn't making it a big deal? I know I'm doing the right things by eating healthier. And for me, it's not so much about the number on the scale. It's just, I don't want to have to worry about when we buy the kayaks for this spring that we're planning on buying, of having that even a memory or thought pass through my brain of, well, will my ass fit? So, and where that comes from is when, for our honeymoon, my husband and I did an Alaska cruise, and one of the excursions we did was kayaking. Well, before I booked it, I actually went through our travel agent, and I had her call the excursion company to verify what kind of kayaks they were, because I was concerned that if they were smaller, that I wouldn't be able to get my ass into the kayak, the double kayak, and I would be too embarrassed. I mean, I don't want to have to make those phone calls anymore, So it was no problem. My ass fit. Thank you very much. Had a great time. Great excursion. But I'm tired of having those thoughts go through my brain on certain things, and it has nothing to do about the number on the scale. It's just, unfortunately, it's just a fact of life in some things, it's, your size does impact, how do you fit in that airline seat? How do you fit in that kayak? I was in a meeting the other day, and there was a woman, who was much larger than I, and the first chair she sat in had arms, and it was too small for her, and it was uncomfortable. And, we were able to helped her get taken care of, everything like that. She's very bright, very sensitive, all of those things. And all I could think about was, I don't want to have those thoughts anymore. So I know who I am as a person. I know how I do in my job. I know how my friends see me, and I believe how they see me is in a good light. And that's very, very important to me. That's the most important thing to me, actually. I just want to feel better for myself. I want to be able to walk into any store, and if I need a pair of pants, I'm going to be able to buy a pair of pants. I don't want to have to be like, well, I got to go to this one store because they don't carry my size here. I don't want to do that anymore. But instead of beating myself up about things and about, oh, I fell off the wagon last week. Okay, so, maybe I wasn't fully on plan last week. I need to learn to reframe those things and be like, that's all right. Tomorrow's another day. Just, pick it up again. It's not a big deal. Doesn't say anything about who I am as a person just because I ate, more food or more points, as they say in Weight Watchers, than I was supposed to that day. So I guess what I've been trying to say here is we all need to be kinder to ourselves. My weight is not the only thing I beat myself up on. It was one of those days where I had a good day at work, was very productive, got a lot of stuff done. I'm feeling a little bit more caught up, which is great. Yet I'm also thinking about, oh, I should have done this for that client. I should have done that for this client. And, oh, I haven't called my mom. And, God, I feel really bad. Okay, I should have done that. No, I should have talked to this person. Instead of just going with the win and, being, okay, I got these things caught up and I'll do those things tomorrow and there's plenty of time. All I could think about is the things I didn't do and what I should do and that kind of thing. And I don't know. So I'm trying to stop those times, and I'm thinking that maybe when those times hit, if I pick up the video camera and maybe talk through it, it'll help me snap out of it a little faster, because talking things through like this, even when I am, as of right now, talking to myself, because I know no one's actually going to see this vlog for a little bit, that's okay. The reality is I'm getting it out there, and this is my truth, and it's important to be kind to myself, and it's okay to be kind to myself. It's important to be kind to myself. It's not just okay. It's important. It's important for all of us to do that. And so I guess, there were other things floating around in my brain today, but as I sit here now, already had those conversations with myself, so I guess this is it. Plus, I've got to get in for a rehearsal here in less than 10 minutes. Granted, it's just around the corner. But I'll talk to you about, what that is later this week, because I have a show on Saturday. So I'm sure that whole topic will be coming up. So there you go. Just remember, always be kind to yourself. It's the most important thing. Good night.